For those that are doing the fusion and skipped the first summon rush and are going all in on the hero's path like myself, they released the champions that are going to be available. Welcome in, my name is PJ, this is another Raid Challenge video, and we're going to be breaking down the champions available for the hero's path. They're looking pretty good, not the best, not the worst. They're actually mostly Unity champions that they're going to be doing, and then a few voids as well. Let's take a quick look at what they're offering, and here it is. So this Thursday, April 17th, we're planning to launch 2 events simultaneously. We're planning to launch a 2x on summoning legendary champions from Sacreds. Nice. And this event will last 96 hours. So 2x Sacreds, GG's. These are the champions that are going to be along with it. So for the first day, Thursday, we have Dune Lord Gregor and Tuhanarok. Both pretty good champions. So the thing with the unique champions is they're all very unique. It kind of depends on like your account and the champions you have on if they're going to be good or not for you. Some of the unique champions are good kind of regardless of if you have people to go with, but some of them definitely require more help than others. Hey, stop right there. Click in the description right now for you to get a free legendary Karato Fox Hunter along with 4 free amazing epic champions as you level up. Here are the exact steps that you need to follow. Step 1. Log out of Player and Play on PC and uninstall. If you have never had Raid installed on your mobile phone before, the link will work there too. Step 2, click the link in the description and register with a brand new email. Step 3, launch Raid and complete the tutorial. Step 4, go to the inbox and claim your champion. Here we go. Karato Fox Hunter will be there waiting for you in the inbox. This is an amazing start to your account and you do not want to miss it. So make sure you click the link in the description, follow the steps, and don't forget, tell a friend. I only have one Unity champion so far, which is Teox. The one that I'm really hunting is Fina. I would have loved to see Fina on one of these champions to summon, or chances to summon, but sadly it's not. She's really good for Trunda, Hydra teams, for Chimera teams. Very, very strong. For the ones that we have Dune, we have Vizig, we have Tribune, and we have Admiral. I think I'm feeling like I'm going to do Tribune, more just because he's so unique. He's able to do damage and do things while he's dead, which is really cool, but we'll get to that in a second. But yeah, so Thursday, Dune Lord Gregor, Tuhanarok, both solid champions. I don't have a Tuhanarok or a Dune Lord. I think I'm going to be skipping though. Tuhanarok's still pretty good, and Hydra, not the best. There's a lot of other good champions out there now, but she's definitely a solid void champion, and Dune Lord Gregor looks pretty cool. He's the Barbarian Unity champion. Then on Friday the 18th, we have Vizig and Grazer. Grazer's really cool. He's the enemy max HP champion, really annoying in those Cursed City stages. He can be tough to kill. He's fun. He's a unique champion, kind of like a little bit more offensive Krisk in a way. You can kind of think about it like that. And then Vizig is kind of cool. Does some HP burn, some poison stuff, I believe. I'm not too excited about him. I don't personally really need him. If you have champions to go with him, he could be cool. He's more of just like a champion for fun, kind of like Hercules. I call him Hercules. Tribune. It's more of just like for bringing the uniqueness in their kit, especially Tribune, as we'll get here in a second. So on Saturday the 19th, we have Tribune, Hercules, and Necrit the Great. I do have Necrit the Great. He is in fact great. He's really, really good. He kind of seems to be coming back in the meta a little bit. He was a couple years ago, they released Narcisse and Korra. Specifically Narcisse really countered Shield and Necrit, so he kind of took a dip in Arena. I feel like nowadays Narcisse isn't as prevalent in Arena as much. He's definitely still used and still really good, but I don't see him being as used as much. I used to use him all the time, and I really use him nowadays as well. For Live Arena, I still use him in Classic Arena and all that kind of stuff, Siege, but in Live Arena I don't feel like I use him as much as I used to. So Necrit is kind of getting more of a shine, especially with bombs being super meta now. Shield is a one way of countering bombs, and he has a huge, he can put a really big shield up, especially if you have him in Stone Skin, or sorry, if you have him bolster. You can have him in big bolster, or you can have him in like a 1-turn Stone Skin, 1-turn bolster. You won't have as big of a bolster shield, but you get that protection with the Stone Skin, which is nice. But yeah, Necrit's really, really good. And then Tribune, he's really unique. He's pretty much the first champion I think in the game that can do damage when he's dead, which is really cool. I like that feature. I wonder if they're ever going to do anything like that in the future, or this is going to be a one-off just for the Unity champion. He's undead, so it kind of does make sense. Undead can do stuff while he's dead, but it's really cool. I like that he's unique, and I feel like I can do some fun stuff with him on the account. And then on Sunday, April 20th, we got Admiral Black Tusk and Arnon the Shining. Pretty unique. I would say Admiral is a lot better if you have Arnon, and that's kind of tough because Arnon's a void champion. Arnon's really, really good. If you have Arnon, you know he's really good, and if you don't know that he's really good and you have him, I would highly recommend checking him out, building him. Really good for go second. Maybe a little bit tougher if you're or early mid game, but I think you can still get him to work. But yeah, Admiral, he's good. He's more, he seems like a kind of like a PvP champion. Could be really good for Siege, but for PvP, I'm not too happy with where dwarves are outside of like Admiral and like a few others, but generally I don't think they're super PvP, more PvE. So that kind of hurts him. So I'm going to be staying off the Admiral. If I had Arnon, then I think Admiral would be a lot better and be more desirable to get. Because I don't have him, not too intrigued. So personally, I think I'm going to be going for Tribune Herculetus on Saturday. That also gives me some time to do DD. A lot of things that I like to do with these kind of events, because this is overlapping the Hero's Path. The Hero's Path is shards and dungeon divers. So one thing I like to do is do more of the DD up front. So the first 2 days, I'll go really hard in the DD, try to get as much points as that, and then back half use shards to try to save some shards. One of the events recently, I couldn't do that, which it really stunk. The champions that I wanted to pull for was on the first day, so I had to pull shards on the first day, and then I couldn't really do more DD at the end to make up for it. I mean, I could still do DD, but I'd rather do way more DD, save the shards, than pull shards and do less DD, if that makes sense. So luckily here, I can wait and save my shards until Saturday, so it gives me a couple days to get the DD going, get some points there, and kind of hopefully save shards on the back end. We don't know how hard it's going to be, if there's going to be any souls or not in this Hero's Path, what the rewards are going to be. We know that there's going to be 100 points up for grabs for the fusion. You need to get at least 50. I skipped the other summon rush and the first DD, so I have to get all of the 100. I think I'm okay with that. I'm going in with that knowing that was my decision, and I think a lot of people did that. Some people might have done half and half. I think it was better just to go all in on the Hero's Path. Hopefully I don't regret it and it's not going to be too hard. We'll see. We'll see. I really wish there was a Fina. I feel like these are kind of more of the lesser tier Unity champions. They're still really good. The Unity champions are all unique and cool in their own way, so I don't want to say like lesser tier, but maybe a little bit less desirable. They're not a Teox, they're not Volcanos, they're not Fina. I would say those are probably a little bit more of the more desirable, more OP, stronger Unity champions. I might be missing some of them. I know the Shadow King Unity dude seems really strong. They just had one for the Sylvan Watchers, looks pretty cool, so obviously they're not going to do the Sylvan Watchers one. I don't know, I feel like a little bit of the lower tier Unities. Tribune does look cool, and they're all, I mean, again, they're all cool and unique in their own ways. Depending on your account, they could be a lot better or worse. So it's kind of like how raid is. In general, every champion is good and bad depending on your account. The best champion in the game is the champion that you have on your account. If the best champion is, I don't know, we'll say Lysanthir, he's really good. But if you don't have a Lysanthir, then you can't do anything about it. So you got to work with what you got, and that's the thing about this game. And I think that's the really cool thing about this game is we have puzzle, we have an issue, a problem to do, beat this boss, beat the dragon, stage 20, for example. But there's hundreds of different ways to beat that said boss. There might be the most efficient way and fastest way, but that's not necessarily the way you have to do it. There's tons of different ways to beat the bosses and to beat the content in this game, which I think is really cool. It's not just one way. I think that's amazing. Let me know what you guys think, if you guys are pulling for this event or not. I think a lot of people are skipping this fusion, which I understand. I'm kind of getting low on resources myself. I didn't think this was a fusion to skip though. I think he was pretty solid when the comparisons were out that he was similar to Thor, like a Thor damage dealer, but defense based. I don't really need Hydra help, but I do think that he would be good on the account. He's pretty strong. I don't really like skipping fusions. I try to do every fusion I can. I just like doing them. But if I was going to skip a fusion, I didn't think this was going to be the one. There would probably be more, some down the line that would probably be worse and I would like to skip. I think this one's pretty good. A lot of people are just really strapped on resources recently with the events they've been doing. They've been really trying to get us to use all of our resources, pull shards, use energy, use the gems, use the potions. So I understand people not having the resources and skipping this fusion, but if you are going for it, let me know. If you guys are going for this Hero's Path, let me know. Good luck on your pulls. If you guys want me to pull your shards, I can do that. Hit me up in Discord and we can get that done on the live stream. We can make a little bit of a video, put it on the YouTubes, and get you guys showcased on the channel as well, which would be really cool. Hit that like, hit that subs button, and I will see you guys next time. Peace.